concealed carry gun. I'm like, well, they make several good ones.
Yeah.
Then the next fucking day,
well, what happened was I had
went up, make a good.
I had gone up there and I had talked to Steve about it after work. I told him what I wanted, and I didn't necessarily say concealed carry gun. I just said I wanted.
But he told me he wanted a concealed carry gun.
And so I asked Steve. I was like, "This is a random question, because I'm not gonna lie, you don't make a whole lot of money working there." But I said, "Do you have like a used case?" And he's like, "It's right there." And he was like, "I think I have what you want." And that's the gun he pulled out.
But he comes back and tells me, he's like, "Well, I found one." I was like, "Sweet, what'd you get?" And he goes, "I got a Glock. What was it? A 17 or a 19?"
Yeah, it was a 17 or 19.
I was like, "Well, that's a little big for concealed carry." He goes, "Oh, it's got the compensator on the front and the sights and this custom." I was like, "Dude, you said concealed carry." I said, "You sound like fucking Laura Croft off Tomb Raider." And we go up there, and it's like 12 inches long.
Massive.
12 inches long.
It's
and
massive.
It's some competition shit. I was like,
well, and that's because
the
reason why I was doing that was when I first got invited to do the competition thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, this will work perfect.
And then he shot the wall, and they're like, "Ooh, you."
And then I didn't necessarily shoot the wall as a
Oh, you
delay
did.
fire, but I did shoot the wall though. But
I didn't shoot.
and
the
so
bed either,
then-
I swear.
He come
So
back,
then
he
he
come
was-
back, and his eyes were like this fucking big. He goes, I said, "What?" Because I wasn't out there on the range.
no, yes, you were. It was me,
yeah,
you,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Gavin.
Yeah, I was. But that's what it was. He turned and looked at me. His eyes were like this.
Well,
big
because
around,
what
and I
happened
go,
was I shot it.
fuck?
Not to get off subject, but I shot it, and I click, and I was like, oh, and then boom, and I was like,
yeah.
I just turned and looked, and they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, you look at my hands, like I'm not even like.
He said, "Look at these little legs."
I'm like not even doing anything. It just went boom, and then that's whenever Gavin was like, it was just a delayed primer, like, and then
That was when
I
we
got
was using them shitty ass Federal primers.
Yeah.
Are we recording yet?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
And I
Federal, your primers fucking.
and I
suck.
and I had got kicked off the team because somebody fucking told Steve about it. But
Yeah.
then it was like that. It was like
Baby fucks.
3 or 4 weeks later, as I was paying on that gun, I fucking went out there and Gouch was like, "See, this is what you need," and you showed me
It
something.
was 43X, I think.
No, it was something else. And then I said, "Oh, well, I kind of like Austin's gun because Austin worked there at the time, and Austin had the Hellcat."
Mm-hmm.
And then which Austin had done some modifications to
Right.
his and stuff like that, and that's why I liked it. Well, then Goucher said something to, well, I can't remember if it was a SIG or if it was, and then there was a Hellcat,
Yeah, the
and then
365.
yeah,
Sig
it was
P365.
that, the Hellcat, and the Glock is the three he recommended. The
That's the
43X.
I told him, I said, "You can't go wrong with any of those three.
And so
43X, the SIG P365, or the Hellcat. I mean,
And so
for concealed carry, they're reliable.
he
They're good.
yeah.
walked over and was like, "Do you want me to open up the case?" Because they were all in the same case. And then I was like, "That's fine." So he opened it up, and I grabbed the SIG, and I went, "Nope."
Yeah,
Like
he
I
didn't
did not
the
like
it
the way that it fit at all. I didn't like anything about it. And then I picked up the Hellcat, and I was like, "Oh, that's not bad." And then I picked up the Glock. I was like, "Oh, that feels really nice."
Yeah, that's
And
why
then-
I like them.
Steve goes, "You want to know something funny?" And I said, "What's that?" And he was like, "If you give me $6 today, you can take the Glock home," because I'd already paid enough
Yeah.
to pay for the Glock. And I was like, $6, huh? So I walked over there, paid $6.
Tell him the truth. He's like, "I need to borrow 3."
yeah, I need to borrow $3. But no, I ended up going with that, and I'm kind of glad I did. It is funny though that when I bought it, we came out here and we shot it and we recorded it, and the third bullet, because he had told me, he was like, "There's a good chance it's gonna stovepipe a couple of these. It's brand new." And I was like, "Okay." So I shot boom, boom, click, or no, boom, boom, and then it fucking jammed. And I was like, "Oh, there's one." And then I shot 1 or 2 more, and it did it again. The comment section on that video had fucking fun.
Oh, they blew it up.
They're like,
And
"A
I'm
piece
like,
of shit, fucking Glock, goddamn!" And
I'm
every,
like, it's never been
everyone,
fouled. It's never been shot. That's the first mag through it. I'm like, you got to
and
copper
it
foul them.
didn't help. We were shooting munitions ammo, which I will
which
say,
you have to
and,
copper foul a
and,
barrel.
and anybody will tell you, it's not normal ammo. Like you can't just you have to tune your guns to shoot this shit.
And then once it's
like-
tuned, it's badass shit.
That's just like I shot that fucking the AR-10 that I bought. You gave me some ammo you had
I gave him
downstairs,
some fucking FMJ.
and I took it out to that fucking deal, which that's
just mag dumped.
I mag dumped every single round, and it never had a problem. Didn't have to adjust the gas block on it or nothing because it came with the adjustable gas block already on it. And then I started shooting munitions ammo, and it was like the 168s were fine.
The 150s were good. The
The one
175s.
it did not like the 175s because like how it would cycle them out. You know, they say you want it to be like what 2, 3 o'clock or whatever it is. The 170s were going straight the fuck in the air. It was just shooting them fucking ching ching, and then it'd shoot one straight down, and then up and down. And I'm like, so then we talked to Hitch about it. He was like, just don't fucking shoot our ammo. He's like, shoot anything else. You don't have to touch this gun. I'm not adjusting it for that one round because he was like, do you shoot those a lot? I was like, no, it was just it was just shit we were shooting. And then Hitch was like, "Don't touch it. Don't shoot anything other than 160 or 150. Just leave it. Just leave it alone." And that's what I told my dad when I traded my dad.
You don't need to shoot the 175s.
Because my dad was like, do I need to tune anything? I was like, leave it alone. That gun came ready to just fucking eat. And it's
that's like my 308. All I've ever shot out of it is 168s.
Yeah,
that's all I'll ever shoot out of it. There's no need for a 175 grain bullet.
I will say
when mine is as accurate and as bulletproof and foolproof as it is with the 168s.
I don't know if my dad watches this or not, but I'm kind of glad I did that because my dad has now built the gun he's wanted.
Oh yeah,
he has the scope on it and the grip and everything, and it looks really clean.
Yeah,
but it's like I'm kind of glad I did that because like anytime I'm like, hey, like when I took the 17 HMR to your house. My dad was like, "Did you see what I did?" Like he's like, I added some stuff to it. I'm like, okay,
I made it pretty.
Like I'm kind of glad you did that because like I had big plans for it, but at the same time, I was like, I was not really attached to it. I was like, it's not nothing that I'm excited to. I mean, it was a clean gun. Fucking, it was heavy.
God, it was.
It was a fucking tank. Weight. But shockingly, the recoil in it wasn't terrible. I mean, like it, but
dude, I'm gonna tell you what. Yesterday, so I know we were talking about it a little bit earlier. Yesterday at that gun show. I noticed all the new shit, like all the ARs and all of the fancy bullpups and the little SBRs and the fucking pistols, AR pistols and all that shit. It's still popular. But dude, the old guns are so fucking popular still.
Well, yeah,
I walked by one table and this dude didn't have anything that was probably made before 1970. Anything.
I have a question for you.
And he had a fucking crowd around looking at these guns. And I just walked by, I told you about the Mosin Nagant. Bought it for $75 however long ago, and it's worth like fucking $2,500 now. Well, I'm looking, and Justin goes, don't you have don't you have one of those too? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a Norinco SKS.
Jesus.
Dude.
You know how many of those I sold and bought over the years?
Yeah, you know what they're worth now?
A lot more than what I paid for them and got out of them.
Ridiculous. I think the cheapest one I saw yesterday was over $900. Ridiculous. And
I used to pick them up for about $150.
Yeah, 100.
And if you got 200, you were doing fucking good.
I literally paid $100 for the one I have because it had and I still have it, thank God. All the wood matching furniture. It was all matching serial numbers.
I'll give you your $100 back.
Yeah, I bet you would. but then on top of that, I bought
350.
It was right when Magpul was really getting popular. I bought a push button folding stock with the pistol grip. Mm-hmm. So that's what's on it. And I was telling the guy about it, and he goes, wait a minute. Does it have a big round button on top? You push it down to fold it? I was like, yeah. He goes, will it lock still when it's folded? I'm like, yeah, you have to push it down to fold it back out. And he goes, want to sell that stock? I mean, they were trying to buy all this shit that we were talking about. I was like, no, why? And he goes, that stock's probably worth as much as the gun. I was like, really? I said, it's just fucking plastic. He goes, I know, but they don't make them.
Yeah, you got to realize, like, it's 2026.
I know.
What year did you buy the gun?
94.
Okay. Like, it's not like
7.
Like that's like I
1994.
I saw a thing the other day that fucking said it fucking said that how many of you people still think the 1970s was 30 years ago?
It was. Fuck off.
Wasn't that far back?
It's 2026.
I know.
But that's how your brain still thinks it's 2000.
Hey, a mid-90s pickup is still a fucking new truck.
You know
but like I'm saying, like even though like in your brain you're like, oh, I bought that gun not too long ago, but it was actually fucking. You know what I'm saying?
When
like,
I look at some of them, I'm like, man, I bought that at motherfucking Coons age ago. But I mean, I know I'm old or older, but I don't feel that way, and my brain don't work that way. And the other day, I got in the truck, and I was coming back from the city. And I
You didn't get lost on a straight highway.
No. No, it's even worse because it turned on. You fucked me up because we were listening to it when we were working on your new house over there. Turn it on 101 The Fox.
Oh, yeah.
101 The Fox is a classic rock station.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Okay, fuck you very much. Metallica is not classic rock.
It is now.
It is now.
That's bullshit, dude. He's like,
Well, no,
let's
like,
kick it.
that's just
And
how-
just the way the DJ said it, he said, let's kick it back to an old one. And they started playing Metallica's one, and I'm like, that's not fucking old.
That's just how it is now.
And then my brain started and I Googled it. Yeah, it's pretty old. That's a pretty old song. I guess it probably is considered technically classic rock, but in my mind, it's not.
Yeah.
That's like Green Day. You do realize they're old.
How old
now?
does your vehicle have to be to have an antique tag?
35.
Do you realize my Suburban has 10 years left?
Mm.
9 years left.
Mm.
Yeah, I put my son in a
Like-
truck that's
Like, you realize that?
one.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was badass when you drove one.
It
Just
was
like
fucking
it.
awesome
but
when
that's
I drove the
like
same
that's
truck.
the thing is like my Suburban has 9 years left.
Yeah.
And it is a fucking classic. And it's a 2000 fucking Suburban.
Dude, I'm driving a 2011, and it's still the newest vehicle I've ever owned.
I know.
And I feel like it's brand new.
And how old was your white truck? It was a 90 what? 8, 9?
It was an 01.
Oh, it was an 01.
Yeah.
I thought it was older than that.
No.
But like that's the thing is like those vehicles that you see everywhere now are approaching that technical antique tag age.
Did you guys happen to look at, speaking of technical age and old and vehicles and fuck, did you look in our little group on Facebook?
Oh, the Ford, yeah.
Dude, it wasn't that beautiful. I mean,
Dude,
Ford,
I'm
Chevy,
sorry.
I have
Ford,
to
Chevy,
respect
Dodge,
the old trucks like
I'm
that.
Chevy,
sorry.
Dodge, all aside, that Baldwin Motion paint job with the different levels of orange on that black body.
I'm
he'd start
sorry, but
backing
like-
it out, and I'm like, I thought it was a square body at first.
I was on Marketplace last night for a minute, and because you know, like I'm
That's how
still
it
trying to
starts.
find my wife a car. You know, I'm still trying to narrow it down to what.
What all you have to do is tell me what you're looking
No,
for. Give me 10
it's
minutes.
no, it's like not that big of. It's like I'm trying to find like what my brother did because like you know we talked about this last time, which that video never went up by the way. That
Didn't?
2015 to 2019, you know, Chevrolet
yeah.
range was the transmission issues.
Yep.
And Jake's like, if you can find them with a new transmission in them, it's good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is a plus because the transmissions they put in as the replacements are not the old ones.
Oh,
So, like, you know, so it's like trying to find a needle in a fucking haystack when you're trying to find these cars.
How's she feel about riding a motorcycle? Because I know a guy who needs to get rid of a Harley.
No.
so as long as it's got a new tranny, it's not considered cross, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that also depends.
But if it's an old
But-
tranny,
yeah.
then it's just weird.
So, and like I'm trying to figure out to myself if I want because I told like you know how I said I wanted to buy her the Denali version because I wanted to have something nice and shit. Well, you can't go newer because the newer ones have the 6.2s and they're just junk. But so I was on Marketplace
Well, after
and I was
$30,000,
fucking
they're not junk, but
and I was scrolling through fucking Marketplace and I come across a fucking square body Chevrolet on there. And I'm looking at this, and it's not nothing like that we have sent pictures about and
It's
videos,
just stock.
but it's just like as pretty much as nicely classic as it can be. It has the grappler tires, the big
Love
meat
it.
eaters on it, but like whatever. 37.5,
Yeah, isn't that ridiculous?
and
Actually
I'm
pretty
going.
basic right now.
Yeah, it's not.
And I'm
It's
going
not.
$37,500. The
that-
Duramax I just looked at it, and the fucking Power Stroke I just looked at, I can buy one of those. That's fucking 4 years old.
And the funny part is
And
when
I'm like-
that square body was built, it was probably $8,500 out the door, brand new.
But yeah, and it's I understand it's the whole
Less than
classic,
10
like
grand,
it's the whole
brand new.
classic thing. But I'm like,
What year you want?
I'm not ever gonna like do anything. Like I'm not ever gonna like do anything with it. I'm
Right.
like, yeah, I'm gonna drive around on a nice weekend or some shit like that. But
Yeah, it's a
I'm
bar-
not
it's a
gonna
bar
treat
hop.
it how they were designed to be treated.
No.
That truck was designed to never die.
Yeah.
Sure, you blew up engines and replaced engines, but back then they were cheap. But I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
$100. Buy a 350, throw in it, good to go.
what's that?
Are you on Grinder again?
Oh, I saw that, but look at the mileage.
Jesus.
What is it?
Scroll up.
Come on, motherfucker.
Dude, did you just see the way that exchange happened? I said, are you on Grinder again?
299,000,
He smiles,
right?
And you go, what did you say?
Look at the mileage.
Look at the mileage. What is that?
That's a GMC Denali.
That's what
1 ton
that's what I
with
want.
300,000 miles, which
Yeah,
on a
and it's probably
Duramax
still
ain't shit.
$60,000.
No, here's my thing.
35.
Oh,
Here's my thing. I found one the other day, and I saved it, and someone
Oh,
bought
we
it.
had a new motor put in it at 170, or it has
yeah, 'cause
170
that
on it.
makes it even better.
Here's the thing. I seen one the other day, and I saved it, but I think the guy sold it because the post is no longer there.
Sold it.
It was a 2024.
Mm-hmm.
It was the exact truck I want, and to a fucking T almost. What I'm looking for in a Duramax, if I go Duramax.
Right.
2-year-old truck, not even 2 years old.
Yeah.
Right. 640,000 miles on it.
Jesus Christ, does he?
He drove the
don't
wheels
even
on
have-
And I
He
said,
don't
and
even
like
have a
in
house. He
like
just
in
sits
the
in it all
post,
the
it said
time.
nothing about fucking like hot shot because that's what popped in my head. Like, oh, he's a hot shot guy.
Well, yeah. He's
And
been
so
to
I
every
messaged
post.
him and I was like,
multiple
"Is
times.
this a hot shot truck?" I'm just asking before I ask any more questions. And he was like, "Nope, daily driver." I'm like, "What in the fuck? Where do you drive
Maine
to from California to fucking New York City every goddamn day?"
daily.
Like, how do
It's-
you put that many miles on a
can't-
truck?
You can't. That's bullshit. Because
But he showed the odometer and it said it,
Yeah,
and I'm
no,
like,
I know, I get that, but I mean,
like-
that can't not be a.
but it didn't have a tow ball in it. It
That truck would
didn't have any of the.
have to run 24 hours a day.
What do you think about them guys doing like sales and shit like that to run all over the country?
Yeah, but I'm saying, and if for a 2024 in 2 years' time to have 600,000 miles, it'd have to run 24 hours a day. Somebody driving it every
the truck
fucking
that,
minute.
So the truck that John wants to sell me has got 180 on it. It's a 22 or 23,
Mhm.
and he bought it, and it hasn't really moved much in the last year since I've been there.
Yeah.
He rarely ever drives it. He technically drives it once a week just to let it run, and most time he drives around town and it sits idle for fucking an hour or two just to
Yeah.
But he said the first year he bought it, he put the first year to year and a half, he put 115,000 miles on it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's
Yeah, I mean, like,
believable.
well, that's
that
what-
dude you're talking about put 300,000 miles
that
a year.
I feel like that truck.
Hey, it's fucking possible.
That's driving.
That,
That some
Well,
bitch ain't a
aren't
truck.
there
That's a
fucking-
trucker.
I mean, like, aren't there,
maybe
like-
95,000?
Yeah.
Like, aren't there like semi drivers that get those like million-mile chips a year or whatever the fuck it is, where they never stop driving?
Yeah, I'm sure.
But,
But once again, they're semi drivers.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't even think.
But
of
no,
a
like I
job
like
where you would
I
need a
s-
truck
like
to
I
drive 600,000
saw
miles
that
a year.
fucking truck and I was like, because the first thing popped in my head was hot shot. I'm like, that truck's been pulling its whole
Yeah.
life, which isn't
You
a
would
problem
think.
for it.
No.
He had changed the turbo and shit on it, so he just did everything he needed to do for it. It was obviously deleted and shit. But I was like, and then I was like, was it a hot shot truck? And he's like, it's never had a ball or a hitch in it.
God.
And I was like, then what did you do?
Why?
I
Did
mean,
you
like,
need
did you
that
just
big of a truck to drive that many miles when you could have done it in a Ford Escort?
yeah? But
Shit, just don't compute.
but no, back to what I was saying is like.
compensating,
Yeah, it's
I
called average small
like back
penis
to what
and
I
an
was
average
saying.
truck.
I just can't justify spending $37,000 on a fucking square body Chevy that I'm not gonna like
Right.
have fun in.
Dude,
sure,
that-
it'd be cool to take to car shows or drive around town and look nice, but I'm not gonna want to do what Grandpa did and take that motherfucker to the back 80 to go fishing.
Yeah.
And you're going through fucking tractor ruts and fucking it's on its side.
Dude, it's so
You
crazy
know what I'm saying?
that we're even
Because-
talking about this shit. Because yesterday we're on our way to that gun show, and how we got on the subject, I don't even know. Something about side by sides. And Justin looked at me and he goes, "Do you realize how good of a deal you got?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a great deal. $5,000 for a fucking badass fucking side by side." He goes, "No, like it's an amazing deal." He watched some video of some guy he follows, and the guy is sponsored by Can-Am. So he had his
Those
buggy.
the expensive ones.
Yeah. So
John-
he had his buggy.
John
and,
has one. It's very nice.
and his sponsorship was running out or whatever. And Polaris contacted him and they're like, "Hey, we want a chance." Because this guy's got a lot of traction and a lot of people watch him. So they're like, "We want to compete. We want you to drive our shit."
yeah.
And he's like, they asked him, they said, "Well, if we were to do this, what would you want?" And he goes, "Well, I need a free buggy. You know, I'm sponsored by Can-Am. They give me a free buggy. I need a free buggy." So Polaris sends him a North Star. I don't know anything. I didn't know anything about him until yesterday.
I don't know what
the
that is.
Polaris Ranger General North Star. 4-seater. It's got the dude.
Full cab, heat AC.
That's probably
one
of the ones we've
navigation.
seen
It
when we were
looks
down
like
there. Yeah.
it literally
Oh, yeah.
looks like a King Ranch. With
Yeah.
the way the two-tone leather and the touchscreen computer on the $70,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wouldn't personally pay that for a fucking truck. I wouldn't. But you could buy a truck for $70,000 and not a buggy. These
I'm
motherfuckers.
barely gonna spend 70 grand on two. I'm probably not even gonna spend 70 grand on two vehicles.
Yeah, and then like this, so we started looking, and Justin showed me. He's like, "You're not gonna believe this." He said, "This is real." So at first I was like $70,000 for a buggy. That's fucking ridiculous. That's stupid. The cheapest one we found on the high end is that new CF Moto. They're a fairly new company.
They're kind of a Chinese brand, if I know.
Dude,
right, if I've seen
they're
everything
they're
right.
Chinese badass.
Yeah,
And this thing was 1,000 cc.
Did you guys see that TikTok I sent you of the square body Chevy, the red one? And he's like, what the fuck is that? And the Polaris Ranger's like, that's whatever he is. And then here, I'll fucking show you.
But that CF Moto, you could get all the shit
Mhm.
with the power windows, power locks, touchscreen, all that shit. Same as that North Star, for half the price.
Oh yeah.
It was 35,000.
The only thing I want, because when the CF Motos first started coming out, they had a little bit of issue getting parts.
But now they
But-
don't have to worry about it. It's Can-Am Motors.
Yeah, they
Like-
changed enough now. But the early ones, you're looking at like, yeah, I don't want your Timu fucking butt. We're not doing that.
We
this
didn't
time.
get this at Five
God,
Below,
I have
fucker.
service in this goddamn house.
You're probably not hooked to the Wi-Fi.
I'm not.
Oh, and speaking of Wi-Fi, it's
Oh, your
fixing-
box fry again?
no, fixing to get really good here. Justin's getting fiber next week.
Oh, they'll never get it over here.
They've already got the lines ran.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Tom,
We could possibly
would you
have-
pull that up. I'm pretty sure it's that video right there. It's yesterday at like 11.
We could
o'clock.
possibly have fiber by the end of the summer here.
That'd be nice.
Oh, wouldn't it? We could stream,
Am I
do
looking
live
on
streams, whatever.
Messenger?
On TikTok.
TikTok.
And while he's looking at that, looking up that for TikTok,
Scroll up.
we need to have
Keep going. It was yesterday at like 11.
an episode on here, like the conversation Tom and I had last weekend for 2 hours.
I don't want to
There
get
it is.
drunk this time.
Watch that video right there.
No, but I'm saying it took getting drunk to have that
It's a turkey.
conversation. It's a what?
His name is Gobbles.
And it was one of them Suzuki mini trucks.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
As soon as you said
Square body
Chinese fucking
talking
side
to
by
him.
side, that popped in my head. It's like, and it's the square
body.
body ass and the Polaris Ranger. What is that? It's a turkey. His name is Gobbles, and it's a fucking little Japanese truck. It goes Gobbles, and then the windshield wipers are fucking flapping off the sides. You see it?
I
They're
gotta
flapping off the sides of the
I gotta be
windshield.
totally honest. If I could find one,
Oh, I'd drive one.
I
all
would
over
buy
the
one of
fucking
them
place.
little mini trucks in a heartbeat.
Ah, but they want so much for them. And
I know
once
it's
they
stupid.
die, you just
Do you
throw
remember
them
back
away.
whenever
That's it.
was it Ross Holt and Ryan Gander bought them years
Yeah.
ago?
Well,
Mhm.
And then
Mitko
we got
had
fucking
one.
pulled over in Fort Scott because this was before the side by side things were legal and stuff like that. And we got pulled over, and this was before Logan was legally able to drive, and he was driving. Ross was in the middle, hammered, and I was in the fucking well, it would be on this side.
Yeah,
I
you was on the opposite
yeah,
side. the
and
driver's
fucking
side.
in fucking the cop was like, "What are you guys doing?" And Ross is drunk ass like, "We're going to Taco Bell," and he's like, "Not in this, you're fucking not. This isn't even legal." And Ross is like, "It's got blinkers and shit." He goes, "It ain't even registered. Do you have insurance?" And he's like, "No, it's for farm use." And the guy goes, "This isn't fucking Missouri. Like, you can't just mark shit off as farm use." And he's like, "Well, now what?" And the cop goes, "You gotta get it the fuck off of our road." And Ross was like, "How do we do that? We can't drive it." So we had to have someone come pick us up with a trailer, load it up
Oh
on a
my
fucking
God.
trailer,
And then go to Taco Bell.
and then we went to Taco Bell. But like, yeah, but now you can probably drive them in fucking town just fine. But like,
I'm glad you brought them
you
up.
know, I don't know.
I'm glad you brought
I
them
would
up
assume so since I got blinkers.
because
and
Taco
shit.
Bell can kiss the fattest part of my ass in Fort Scott.
Speaking, no.
No.
Before you tell your story, I had the same thing you're probably gonna say happened last weekend. Last weekend we did the house shit right. We all come home and we were fucking exhausted.
Right.
And
Oh,
so I told my wife.
Hungover.
Tom wasn't exhausted.
told
neither was
my wife-
Ashley.
I
You
told
and
my wife-
worked.
Yeah, I told my wife I was
They
like,
were great moral support
right. I told my
when they
wife
weren't
that I
shitting
was
or puking.
through. I told my wife I was hungry, and I was like, I'm not cooking, like I'm tired, so just order some fucking food. So she DoorDashes Taco Bell. Well, like the fucking lady or the person calls her like 30 minutes later, and she's like, "I'm so sorry, this is taking forever." Yada 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 yada. Well, and then the lady shows up like almost 30 minutes after that, and she's like apologizing, and she's so fucking sorry. And then like they fucked up half of our food. It took them almost an hour
Okay.
to make our fucking
Well,
food.
your story is pretty close because we went to the prom walk-in. I went and met Rid up at the fort so we get a picture with him, and get pictures of him with his date. Then we hung out in town for a little bit because I told Dylan, I was like, we only got an hour till walk-in. So we just hung out in town. Went to the walk-in, got to see all the boys, Red and all of his buddies. And I was like, I'm hungry. And Dylan's like, Dad, I got the shakes. Well, then I realized I ate a pancake yesterday at 6:30 in the morning. Went to this gun show, was down there all day, come home, didn't even have time to eat, and right back to town. Dylan hadn't ate it all. And I was like, what do you want? And the water was fucked up or whatever in town. And some of the places were closed. And I was like, well, let's just do fast food. I said, what do you want? He goes, let's go to Taco Bell. Mind you, we looked right at each other. I said, do we want to go in? He goes, no, let's just go through the drive-thru, get it, and go home. I was like, all right, cool. 2 cars in the drive-thru. So I'm number 3. We pull in an order, and as I order, number 3 leaves.
I thought you were number 3.
I mean, if you're looking in order of 3, this one's sitting at the window, it leaves. So there's only 1 car in front of me. And there's about 15 behind me. So we timed it right. We got out of the walk-in or walk-through and hauled ass there. Hour and 45 fucking minutes.
I left.
Yeah, fuck that.
I just about the time and that's the kicker. Just about the time I was like, Dylan, fuck this shit. They can eat our food themselves. We'll go somewhere else. The car in front of me leaves. I'm like, oh, okay, they got their shit together. I didn't realize how long we'd been there at this point. They got their shit together. This car moves. We sat at that fucking window for an hour of that. I'd already given him the card, so we'd already fucking paid. Me and Dylan are sitting in the truck. I shut my fucking truck off. Put in park, shut it off. And I keep watching. So they had like 4 people inside there. One guy comes up. They hand him a bag. He walks all the way to the door. He turns around. He comes back, and I can see his lips. He goes, this isn't my order. The guy looks up at their little TV screen, looks back down, and he calls this other kid. That kid comes up, looks in the bag. He goes, this ain't my order. It wasn't fucking nobody in there's order. So they just slid the bag to the side and left it. And I told Dylan, I was like, well, we're kind of committed now. Because he bought, that was like $30 for our food. He's like, Dad, I'm buying tonight. I was like, okay. And
I still would have fucking drove off.
It's already charged him, fuck that. It's already charged my kid $30. If anything, they're going to put it back on my card, and I'm going to tear that dude out the fucking drive-through window. So finally he opens.
7 business days, you'll get your money back.
Yeah, exactly. So he finally opens the window. He goes, sorry, we're having some issues. I said, I couldn't fucking tell. And he shuts the window, and I told Dylan, I said, I want to be a major dick, but I don't want him to spit in your food. So finally he hands us a bag, and I go, look at this, son. And he's looking in the bag. He goes, Dad, that's clearly not all of it. I'm like, I tap on the window. And as I tap on the window, the dude walks up, because Dylan always gets one of them party packs, like 12 soft tacos. That's all. He'll eat that whole fucking thing. And I tap on the window, and as I do, the dude walks back up and hands me. I was like, oh, okay, that's what we were waiting on. So he hands me that, and we drive off. I look down, and I'm like, holy shit, bub. That took an hour and 45 fucking minutes. He goes, are you serious? We left the walk-in thing, started at 6. We left there at like 7:30. We didn't get home till 9:30 last night. Yeah. And then we get here, and I'm like, well, I really don't think I can eat Taco Bell at 9:30 at night, because I'm going to go to bed here in just a little bit. I shouldn't be eating after 7 anyway, and Taco Bell's going to kill me.
Oh, I would have devoured it.
I did. And it did. I woke up at 2:30. I woke up at 2:30 this morning with heartburn and my guts going. I was like, oh. So yeah, I had my alarm set to get up this morning, and I didn't even need it because I was already fucking awake. And that first cup of coffee, it cut loose everything that Taco Bell didn't get. So I lost 3 pounds this morning thanks to Taco Bell.
I didn't even set an alarm this morning. I just woke up and I was like, what's my phone say? And my phone said like 7:30, and I was like, fuck.
Oh, I'd already been up for 2 hours.
Still 6 o'clock. I'm awake. I got an alarm set for 7:45
I normally would be
on
awake
Sundays.
earlier, but it was the fact I didn't go to bed till fucking stupid late.
And the crazy part, I texted you guys yesterday. I was like, hey, we doing this tomorrow? You're like, yep. I was like, okay, I'll have coffee on. When I heard him pull in, Blue barked. And I looked at the coffee pot, and I was like, I hope they got coffee, because I'll have to make another pot. I already drink a whole fucking pot of coffee before you got here. I was like, shit, I'm going to have to make some more.
Gina made coffee when I was up getting around. I had a couple cups there at the house and stopped the station and get that one. My energy drink.
Oh, can't do those.
Wee! Yeah, be careful. You know, Alani's kill you when you drink 3 of them real fucking quick, apparently.
I'm pretty sure there's some health conditions involved in that.
Yeah.
Because I can
didn't see
promise you,
that?
I've done some shit.
That fucking girl drank, all she drank was fucking Alani energy drinks.
I
Fucking heart issue. Dead.
Yeah, that's why I don't drink them.
Jesus.
I've never heard.
Oh, come on.
How many 85, 90-year-old people do you know on this planet that get up and drink a whole pot of coffee every morning? I know.
That's just to stay regular.
I know all of them. every person I know over the age of 60,
They only
drinks
do
a
that
whole
so,
pot
so
of
they can
coffee.
still shit. That's the only reason why they drink
Well,
the shit.
Taco Bell took care of that. The
So-
coffee just helped.
I mean, technically, he's drinking
No, he's
coffee.
not. No, he's not.
Musty Java.
Yeah, that's got enough chemicals in it. It cancels out even if it didn't have coffee. It's probably some kind of extract that tastes like coffee that they pour in there just to make you think you're
Sure,
getting
you
coffee.
have the anus of a raccoon in the Amazon.
Probably.
He said, "This is what liquefied coon pecker tastes like."
Well, you guys saw that the Reacher show on Netflix, not the one with Tom Cruise, but the other guy. In one of those episodes, he asks what kind of coffee they're drinking, and that lady says it comes from cat shit. They feed these cats coffee
shit out
beans,
the
and they
beans.
shit out the beans, and then they fucking grind them up, and then they use
Yeah.
it for coffee. That's a thing.
Oh yeah,
So like,
but it's not really a cat. It's a. They call it a cat. It's a serval cat. It's a fucking wild animal that eats them off of the tree.
Yeah.
And they go around and collect them underneath the tree. That's expensive ass coffee.
do
Too.
you think animals do that with the corn that comes out of our ass? Like when you shit in the woods, it's got corn. You think that like the deer just walk over and eat the corn out of your shit?
Definitely a possum.
Yeah, definitely possum. And that's expensive ass coffee. Not expensive ass coffee. It's expensive ass coffee. 'Cause it's coming out
I
the
seen a
ass.
video.
Pun
I don't know
intended.
if I sent it to you guys the other day. It was a guy talking about how if like the world collapsed, you know how like if everything was to collapse and shit like that, and everyone's like the food crisis.
Mhm.
You know, the first thing everyone says is, "I'm just gonna go shoot a bunch of deer and throw them in my freezer." And
What
and
freezer?
he said that will be, if that does happen, that will be one of the first animals that goes extinct. Is human beings have been programmed to shit hits the fan, you go out and you shoot deer and throw them in your fucking freezer, or how, or
What- yeah, what
Yeah.
freezer?
like you know what I'm saying,
You better
like
make jerky.
like you know
You
what I'm
better know
saying.
how to do it the right
But
way.
and he said the one thing that you'll probably wind up eating the most is squirrels, and you better learn how to cook a raccoon. Because
I
no
love
one
cooking.
fucks with those because of what they are.
The problem.
He said, but everyone knows in their brain, oh well, if you don't have cattle, you know, because I'm pretty sure if the world hit the fan,
Yeah.
whoever has cattle is going to put them motherfuckers right next to their house. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was like,
I
if
hope so. It'd
that
be
was
easy to kill
like
'em.
if that was your cattle, like that was across the street or down the road
Uh-huh.
on your other pasture. This fence right here would be full of cattle. Like you'd be like, well, everyone's just killing shit to eat it. These are gonna come next to my house so I can watch someone try, and I'll just kill them, whatever, right? But like
And then put them in the
everyone's
smoker.
programmed to want to go like fish and hunt deer and shit like that because they've seen, oh, you know, you can
Oh,
eat
yeah.
deer, but no one thinks about squirrels and other shit like that,
I'm
rabbits
telling
and
you
stuff
right
like
now,
that.
Tweety birds ain't got a chance.
No.
I'm gonna be shooting. I'm gonna start small, because there's plenty of rabbits, there's plenty of squirrels, there's plenty of possums, there's plenty of coons, and I don't know if you've ever had it. The only part that's gonna piss me off with this whole deal when it all goes to hell and not having electricity, I'm fine without electricity.
Oh, yeah.
I miss my crock pot. I'm gonna have to make me
think
a big
if-
ass pot to put on
I
the
think
smoker.
if that was to
because-
happen, if like the electricity thing was to happen, I'm going to somebody's house who has solar panels and I'm stealing them, and I'm gonna figure out how to make that shit work. Because
arrest him now. He's
because
already
you
admitted
don't-
to the crime. He's
because you
potentially gonna
don't
commit.
need the power from the pole if you have those. They regulate through a generator, like you know, it harnesses its own energy from the sun.
Yeah.
So whoever in town,
You gotta
have the
have
batteries.
Whoever
Whoever
ain't that easy. You gotta have the inverter. You gotta have the batteries. You gotta
oh,
have all the things.
I'm taking all of it,
What's going to piss
See?
me off is
See,
I
you
ain't
just
going to be able to
admitted
be on Marketplace anymore.
right? No, but then you're gonna have a thing called a market.
You know what
again, and
else?
You're gonna have to go explore there.
You know what else ain't gonna do y'all any good? Them pit bosses.
Why?
Cause you ain't
Why?
got no
Just
electricity
because
and
I
no
don't
pellets.
have the electricity and the pellets, I can still use it as a fucking
Yeah,
smoker.
I can
Yeah,
still
but I
burn
got
shit
that
a
big
lot,
one
though.
up there that I built. You just come see me. I'm gonna have all the jerky.
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna have
I'll
all
just
the
use my
jerky and
smoker.
shit you can handle.
I'll just use my smoker.
Have me a cooktop on top of the firebox full of coon.
The cool thing
boiling.
is the firebox on mine, I can just unbolt it, take it off, and just put a different one on it, and just put normal. Like it's not hard to do.
I know they just ain't gonna last very long. They're thin, cheap.
You know what's really pissing me off is I keep telling my children, Like I have a cover for my Pit Boss, and I have a cover for my Blackstone, even though my Blackstone has a lid, so like it's.
Oh yeah,
covered
I
all the
have a
fucking time.
cover on mine and a lid.
Like the last 3 weeks. I'm like, because it's supposed to be, it's been raining a fuck ton, even been windy. I'm like, make
Yeah.
sure the covers are on my fucking grills. And when I
Mm.
come home, I'm like, did you put the cover on my Blackstone? They're like, yeah, I did. I'm like, did you fucking clip the sides? Because it has those tightener deals.
How rusty
And
was
they're
it?
like, it's not rusted at all. The
Oh.
only thing that's rusted on it is the little, the thing on the back. You know what I'm talking about? The little
Oh, the grease trap.
Yeah, which you
Yeah.
can buy them
Yeah.
as like whatever. But I'm like, then like what was it, Friday before the fucking storm came through, I was like, Kinley, go outside and make sure the cover's on my grill. She goes, okay. She ran out there and she goes, I put it back on, it fell off. I'm like, thank you. Saturday morning I got up, I was making coffee, looked out my window, I'm like, you fucking asshole. She didn't clip the fucking sides
And
and
it's
the
gone.
wind blew the shit off and it's laying in the fucking yard.
Well, at
And
least
I'm
it
like,
didn't take off to the next county.
Yeah.
well, the problem is where my yard is, the way it's set up, it's a tunnel in there. So it just
Swirls.
tunnels inside there. So it'll just sit there and spin around, but it won't go anywhere. That's like that trampoline I fucking had. My wife watched it one day, and she was like, babe, the trampoline's going across the yard. And I went to the back by the small little garages and went to the back, spun around a lot, and came back about halfway and stopped.
She goes, it's on the other side of the house now.
It's
Yeah.
like Twister. Cow. Oh,
Yeah,
another
like-
cow. Oh, I think that's the same one.
I know. I guarantee you, I know why we didn't get the storm we were supposed to get.
Because all these
Well,
pansies
because
are letting
when I
people
talked
go
to
home
you
from
on the
work
phone-
early.
I talked to you on the phone first on my way home from
Yeah.
work. Then I called you, and right after I called, or right before I called you, I drove through the end of a fucking rainstorm. That the last fucking 10 miles was just hail.
Oh, we had it good.
And I was like, okay, well then that's what they were saying for Friday. Well, it didn't hail at my house, but
it didn't hail at my house Friday, but it did the Wednesday one.
like it, I had all 3 vehicles parked out in front of my house, and they're calling for that big old hail and crazy shit. I was like, I'm gonna go park my work truck in the back underneath the carport of my garage, which it barely fucking fit. I mean, and it's just a fucking
Yeah.
single cab Silverado. It barely fit in there. I had to fucking squeeze out the door, and it didn't
I
fucking
parked all my
do
shit
what it's
underneath
supposed to.
big trees and hoped for the best.
Yep.
That's what my wife was doing. My wife was like, "You think the neighbors would ask questions if I went and parked by their house?" I'm like, "Because we don't have any trees in my yard." And I was like, "No," and she was like, "Never mind. They're all parking under trees."
Tom pulled it
And
out.
I was like,
Mine was intention maybe the tree would break.
"Yeah,"
And then
but that's what everybody else was fucking doing.
And then he stood out in his front yard like Lieutenant Dan going, blow, you son of a bitch, blow.
And the crazy thing was, it was crazy windy up until the rain, and then the wind stopped.
Oh, not
And
here.
I was like it stopped where I live. Like there was no wind at all. And I was like, "Oh, you dumbasses moved your cars." And it's dead calm now. Like there ain't nothing.
Oh, I stood at the French doors and was watching out the back, and not only was the wind blowing, but it was raining so fucking hard that I had a river going through the backyard where there's never been one before, and it was blowing so hard you couldn't see. Like it was sideways. I'm like, oh, this is kick ass. I just climbed back on the couch, turn the TV back on, got under my blankie, dogs on her bed. I'm like, this way I'm going fucking happy. I'm gonna be comfortable till I die.
I felt bad for that guy. You know when you go in by the college and you turn to go to McDonald's. I don't know what that little street's called.
23rd?
Yeah, that street there. There's that guy that lives on the north side that has that driveway that goes down.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was dude. It was 6 inches up on his garage door.
Where at now?
So like when you're driving south going by the college, by like Communication Church and the college,
Yeah,
and you turn right before the golf course to go back to McDonald's.
yeah,
That 23rd Street.
yeah.
There's a guy on the north side. It would be on your left side if you're going towards
All their
McDonald's.
driveways.
Their driveways are like this. He
Oh,
had
yeah.
about 6 inches of water up on his fucking garage
no.
door.
Oh,
And I was like,
shit.
the fact that the water's not moving, that's one hell of a garage door seal. I'm like,
Friday night.
he's like, honey, we're not leaving for a while.
Probably wasn't
Friday
because his
night.
garage was already full.
Friday night about 8 o'clock, they called us in, go sit on floodwater right up here. I'm going down Horton by the college, and all of a sudden Horton just disappears, and there's a river coming off the soccer field from the college all
Oh,
the
no
way
shit.
across to the damn fairgrounds. You couldn't see the ditches no more. You couldn't see where the road turned.
You couldn't
I'm
see
just
the
aiming for a street sign in the
you
middle of
couldn't
that
see
median.
you couldn't see the bricks on my street. It was flowing down my road that
That's
fucking quick. Well, I
awesome.
mean, you know how my road goes like this? It was just flowing down to the end down there, and then it was going off to the sides.
So we talked about this earlier when you were in the dump truck sitting there watching the floodwater and whatever. What'd you say that guy's name was you met on Grindr?
I think it was Goucher. Some bitch kept sending me pictures of his feet, and
That was my
Looked like a
butthole.
shark.
That was my butthole.
Oh my god.
And no, those are not toes. Those are called hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
No, shit.
Creepy as shit.
Whew, that escalated. I didn't
You know how
expect
many-
you to throw me into the mix. I was just trying to fuck with you.
You know how many wrinkles an asshole has on it?
About 45.
Smile, I'll tell you.
Oh,
52.
52. All right. Well, that was fun.
That was interesting.
That was an
Yeah.
interesting conversation.
Didn't really have anything necessary to talk. Oh, yeah, we do. You didn't bring it, but you got the shotgun done for
The shotgun is done. The engraving has been done. The case has been done. Everything's ready to roll.
Cool.
I
sent
didn't pick
pictures.
up my fucking hats. That's fine.
What
I
hats?
sent you pictures to send to Paula.
I sent them to her.
Okay.
What hats?
I ordered hats.
For what?
Just regular hats.
Regular hats. of
Our
what?
hats.
Oh, our hats for
Yeah.
like the podcast?
Yeah, the
Really?
black and white
What
ones.
kind you get?
Just the Richardson ones.
Oh, okay. You didn't get that style?
What do you mean?
The black and white ones were the Yupongs, wasn't they?
Yeah, but he asked me which ones I wanted.
Yeah. No,
I
I meant
think I
like
said the
whatever
Richards.
style these are that
I think there's. It's just like those. It's the ones for my wedding. I told them that
It's
I
the
wanted the
same
same
ones.
hats for my wedding.
because I never noticed this until we started doing all this
They
shit.
are model 112 FP.
Yeah, see, so it's a Richardson 112.
Yeah,
Everybody just calls them Richardson 112s. There's a difference.
yeah. Because
Those
remember that
FPs?
hat I got from the
Yes.
fucking the hat thing I was doing? It was a Richardson 112, but the motherfucker went over my fucking ears.
Yeah, because
like
the
it was so
FPs
goddamn deep.
just fit my head good.
Mhm.
And this one is called a PFP. It's a Richardson 112, but it's a PFP. It fits good. You get in some of them other ones, I'll have to look downstairs. There was 2 of them I got, and before I
I've
realized
got a
that-
bunch of Richardsons that don't fit where the fuck.
yeah, I didn't realize that them extra little letters at the back were a style
Yeah.
until I went to order some here a while back, and I was like, what the fuck? I don't know what style it is, so I went and looked. Yeah, those FPs, as long as he did that style, I want one.
I think that's what I went with.
Yeah, they're comfortable.
I keep forgetting to fucking go get them.
Well, you couldn't have went and got him this weekend anyway. He's in Dallas.
Oh, that makes
He,
sense.
he went to a big
Well, he lied to me then.
company thing.
Because I told him I'd be home Thursday night, and I was like, I'll try to swing by Friday or Saturday. And he was like, perfect, sounds great.
Well, you still could have got him because his old lady would have been
Oh,
there to
yeah,
get him
probably.
to you. But I saw her at the walk-in last night, and I was like, "Where's your old man at? I thought you were with him." She's like, "No, significant others weren't allowed. It was a company deal in Dallas."
Mm.
But he was sending me Snapchats. He was at the House of Blues, and they was doing karaoke and shit. Looked like they was having a blast.
Hell yeah. All right. We'll see you on the next one, and whenever the fuck that may be.
Yeah. Bye, Felicia.